So, imagine this. You're binging Netflix on a Saturday morning and you come across one of your old favorite shows. And you watch a series of episodes, whichever season they might be in, and you realize how good this show was. They made back-to-back amazing episodes that were entertaining, clean, and fun to watch. Well, for me, that's what Galaxy S launches have been like for the past couple of years. And the Galaxy S22, S22 Plus, and S22 Ultra are no different. I will be dividing this video into 4 categories. That will be display, battery, performance, and cameras, and my conclusion section. Alright, let's get into it. So, the display on the Galaxy S22 Plus is big, bright, and it's fast. I mean, the display size for me is fine. I think the switch to like rounded off corners like the newer iPhones was a downgrade in my opinion. I think the S21 series felt a little better in the hand in terms of like in the hand feel. But other than that, the design is pretty cool, and this new design actually allows the display to be a little smaller than last year. So, you know, I don't like huge displays like the Note 22 Ultra, but I think this display is a good balance of size and actual, like, you know, usability. The display also gets very, very bright. The newer Samsung displays this year can reach up to 1750 nits in outdoor situations and HDR, and I can definitely say this is more visible outdoors than my iPhone 13 Pro and my Pixel 6 Pro. Samsung's displays are amazing, probably one of the best in the business, and also to add to that, they do have 120Hz high refresh rate, so that's also cool. But that is a feature that we expect from all Samsung flagships at this point. And yeah, overall, this display is great. So, the battery capacity on this phone had me a little worried because it is downgraded from its predecessor, the Galaxy S21 Plus, down from 4800 milliamp hours all the way down to 4500 milliamp hours. Now that's not a tiny battery per se, but it is smaller, and that did worry me a little bit. Now, thankfully, this phone did last me through an entire school day and my track meet, so that's cool. Lots of cellular hopping and gaming during that. But yeah, the battery overall is great, and also Samsung did give us a little piece of cake to go along with that great battery, which includes faster charging. So it adapts the 45-watt fast charging found in the S22 Ultra as well. And I think in terms of a battery experience, this phone is very well-rounded. It's very balanced, and it's great overall. Now, performance has been a issue, to say the least, on the new S22 models, and for good reason. There has been scrutiny about overheating and like faking benchmark scores, and I'm not going to go into that in this review. But I will say that the phone feels fast, you know, because of the 120Hz display. And also it does have the fastest Qualcomm Snapdragon 8 Gen 1. Maybe we need to work on those names, huh? And so it performs well in everyday tasks. YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, Spotify, anything I throw at it on my daily basis will do great. I do some gaming. It runs well, better than my Pixel 6 Pro, but that is to be expected as that is a more AI and CPU based chip compared to this like overall well-rounded chip. So I think in terms of performance it's great. It also has 8 gigs of RAM, and the version that I have comes with 256 gigs of storage, which will run you $1,100, but there is a lower tier model that goes for 128 gigs. That starts at $99, so it competes directly with the iPhone 13 Pro in terms of pricing as well. And yeah, it's a very fast phone. I think it's very well priced as well compared to its competition. Now, this is the part of the review, or the part of the phone, I should say, that really falls short of its competition. And I think Samsung skimped out a little bit here in terms of the cameras. Now, its competitors in this price range would be the Google Pixel 6 Pro and the iPhone 13 Pro. And those two being the top two cameras of our year, of our time currently. This phone is going to be, it's hard to topple Google and Apple in terms of camera performance. Google has the stills, Apple has the video, but I think what Samsung's done here is given you both at an okay term. I mean, like, the pictures here aren't as good as the Pixel 6 Pro. I think they look better than the iPhone in default mode, because there are like different tone mapping things that you can change with the iPhone now with the new 13 series. But in default mode, I think that it looks better than the iPhone. Not better than the Pixel, but I think it looks good enough to the point where you're not going to say, oh, this photo looks horrible, or this photo is trash, or oh, this photo is obviously better than the Samsung, right? And so, in terms of video, the video capabilities here are fine. You can do slow-mo as always. I don't really care that much about that though. And there is a new Expert RAW app which lets you take raw photos with all like the grid lines and everything. So that's pretty cool. And yeah, I think as a camera experience, it's very well rounded. I think it like treads the line between good photo quality and good video quality, in like compared to Google's complete lack of, you know, caring about video, and Apple's great but not 10 out of 10 stills for, you know, the price that it's going for compared to the Pixel. And yeah, the camera is a very well-rounded experience, and I think most people will be happy with this camera system. Of course, we know people don't buy new phones every year, so I have two Plus variants of Samsung phones. This here being the Galaxy Note 10 Plus, released in 2019, and this is the Galaxy S22 Plus, the phone that I'm reviewing in this video. And, well, the Note 10 was a great phone when it came out, and a lot of people loved it. And so most people who upgrade their phones don't upgrade every single year. We know this. Most people, if they have a Galaxy S21, do not need this Galaxy S22. Even an S20 will do you just fine in 2022. But people who now need new phones because of, you know, their phones are older, they might be broken, like physically, and they might need better software updates because now this Note 10 is on its last legs. It's probably going to end software in 2023. And so, is this Galaxy S22 Plus a great upgrade path from the older Plus models like the Note 10 Plus, S10 Plus, and even other phones in their lines? I mean, yeah, this phone is great, and I think it'll be a good upgrade for people who have had older Samsung phones. Because if you don't want to switch completely from experiences, like if you prefer Samsung software and if you like the way they do their cameras, I mean, it's great. But for people who did own specifically older Note phones, this thing right here, this S Pen, you will not find this on the Galaxy S22 Plus. For that, you're going to have to pony up for the Ultra. Now, the big question is, should you buy the Galaxy S22 Plus? If you want Android, of course, this is a Samsung phone, and if you want a big display without spending or jumping up to the Ultra, I think this is a great middle ground for people who don't want to buy a Pixel because of the software problems that they've had in the past, and don't want an iPhone because you don't want an iPhone. Yeah, this is a very good middle ground, and I think people who will buy this phone will like it. And I mean, obviously this phone will sell because carriers push Samsung phones, as here in America, Samsung is like the default Android provider. I don't live in Europe. Over there's more Android competition, like Honor and Vivo and Realme. They're more popular per se in Europe and other parts of the world, but here in America you kind of have 2 to 3 choices in terms of like the popular phones. You have the iPhone, the Samsung, and the Google if, you know, you have a little bit of tech knowledge. So, in conclusion, the Galaxy S22 Plus is a great phone for most people. Peace. Like, subscribe, comment what you want to see from me, and yeah, I mean, ringling that dingling bell, as Austin would say. Peace.